be a guest here in the Situation Room, Jim, in the next hour. Jim Acosta at the White House. Thank you very much. Let's get more on the growing call for the Attorney General's resignation. Our senior justice correspondent, Evan Perez, is joining us. Evan, this letter was signed by officials who worked in both Democratic and Republican administrations. Very significant rebuke.
It is a rebuke, and look, I think the Attorney General and people inside the department are more concerned about what is happening inside the department, current officials, and I think that's one of the reasons why you saw Bill Barr do that interview with ABC and try to push back, try to show at least a little bit of daylight between himself and the president. I think he's worried more about the feeling inside the department more than people who are former officials. But it's very significant, this letter. If you look at it, I'll read just a part of it. It says, Mr. Barr's actions in doing the its personal bidding, unfortunately, speak louder than words. Those actions and the damage they have done to the Department of Justice's reputation for integrity and of law require Mr. Barr to resign, and these are former officials. There are now over 2,000 of them. Call on current officials inside the department, prosecutors, to speak up, to try to hold the line, to make sure that their work is not being politically interfered with, Wolf, and to report any infractions to the Inspector General.
And know that the president's longtime confidant and friend, Roger Stone, he'll be supposedly he's going to be sentenced later this week. What's the latest that we're
Well, the latest is that the judge who's overseeing this, Amy Berman Jackson, has scheduled a conference call for tomorrow to discuss some of the things that went on. There were so many things that happened last week, obviously, Wolf, including 4 prosecutors who quit the case. And she has yet to even acknowledge the fact that those four prosecutors are no longer there. So, you know, for now, it appears that he will be sentenced this week. As you know, he's now requested twice for the judge to declare a new trial. We don't expect that that is going to happen, but certainly I think tomorrow we'll get the first indication of her reaction to what went on at the Justice Department last week.
We'll see what she says. All right, thanks very much, Evan Perez, reporting for us. Let's get some more on all of this. Democratic Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland is joining us. He's a member of the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thanks so much for joining us. I want to get your reaction. 2,000, more than 2,000 former federal prosecutors and Department of Justice officials believe the Attorney General of the United States, William Barr, should resign. Do you agree?
Wolf, I absolutely do agree. The Attorney General Barr has been the personal attorney for the president rather than America's Attorney General. This has been over and over again. We've seen him act and do the personal bidding of the president rather than the independent Department of Justice that has a great reputation as being an independent agency. So Attorney General Barr has crossed the line. I agree he needs to resign.
How significant do you believe this rebuke of the Attorney General is?
Oh, it's unprecedented. Here you have career members of the Department of Justice, former members of the Department of Justice, that are signing a letter asking the Attorney General to resign. This is unprecedented. The number's now around 2,000. That indicates their pride in the professionalism and independence of the Department of Justice as being a nonpartisan entity in which, under Attorney General Barr, is moved to be a partisan entity under the control of the president rather than an independent Department of Justice.
Does the Justice Department, Senator, still have credibility?
I think there are great people, independent people who work for the Department of Justice. I think its leadership has badly soiled the reputation of the Department of Justice.
What's it going to take to restore trust in the Department of Justice?
Well, I think it needs to be independent. We saw